I think I was telling you that I really wanted to try to smoke weed and go to Disneyland.
Right.
So I spent like the last month or so after we booked everything, like researching the security, like what I need to do to get it done without getting in trouble and all that stuff. So I spent all this time, dude, like days of looking at YouTube videos of people taking shots of security and all that shit. And basically I worked something out with my brother-in-law that he was going to bring in a vape cartridge, like a disposable one from one of the dispensaries, you know, in California or whatever. Oh wow, there's a lot of people. Oh, they're not even stopping here. Oh, there's one right here. He's on top of the roof.
Oh, there he is. I see him. Oh, up here?
He's still up there, yeah. He jumped down.
Yep.
Got him. Pretty sick skin, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, guy coming up. Whoa, I missed every shot on this guy. Holy shit. That was totally me, too. No ifs, ands, or buts, man. Yeah.
The wall I'm behind is, they can shoot through it, so.
Yeah. But yeah, so we go into the bathroom right outside of Star Wars Land, and I smoke weed every single day. Like, I have a fucking tolerance, man. Like,
right.
So
yeah.
we're in the stall, and I take one puff, and I'm like, God, I hope this is enough, because it's just one little baby puff. It usually takes me 3, 4, 5 for me to feel anything.
But also, I mean, but you don't know do you know what you got? Or did he just get you whatever? Okay.
Yeah, I told him what to get.
Okay.
So I left, and we're walking out, and I like, the bathroom where we were to Star Wars Land couldn't have been more than like 100 yards away. So we just kind of walked it, and then as I walked in, it started to hit me, and I was like, okay, cool. Like I must have had, you know, enough or whatever. And so we're walking in, I'm taking it all in, I'm just fucking jaw dropped, like, oh, this is crazy, amazing. Sick.
That's a cool area, right?
It's so cool. They only have 2 rides, and then it's mostly just more of a visual thing.
Yeah.
As I'm there, it starts hitting me a little harder, and I'm like, oh wow, this is actually pretty strong stuff. Like, I'm glad I didn't take more. And so from the time that we got from the entrance to Star Wars Land we went to a cafeteria area or whatever, I mean, 2 minutes maybe to walk there, it hit me so hard, and I had to sit down. I was like, I can't, like, there's something wrong, right? Like,
oh no.
I started to kind of panic a little bit, because I was like, oh my God, like, what is this shit, man? And so while they were ordering food or whatever, I had to sit down at some random table by myself, and I was just putting my head down. I'm like, it just keeps getting worse.
Like,
so,
how are you feeling? Like spinning, or like?
Oh yeah, all of the above. Like, everything that you can imagine from pot. Like, so I was both getting hungry. I was really, really dizzy. And I was kind of nauseous, and like my muscles were starting to, like, when I have too much pot, I get like the shakes. So that was starting, and
oh my God.
I was starting to like kind of panic, because I was like, oh my God, I'm in the middle of Star Wars Land, like with a bunch of people. It was a really busy day, by the way. We're with all these people.
All freaking paranoid and shit.
Yeah, so I never get paranoid on pot, and the paranoia exploded, dude. Like,
oh no.
So we're sitting there, and I'm starting to think that like the employees are watching us, and like, no. And so I'm just sitting there like with my head down and like panicking. Like, I'm full on panic. Like, I don't know what to do. I've had too much pot. What's up, man? How you doing?
Chilling.
So I'm at the table tripping balls harder than I think I ever have in my entire life, in the middle of Disneyland. And my brother-in-law is like, you know, trying to calm me down or whatever, but he's very loud when he talks. And so he's like, oh, don't worry, man. Like, you're good. Like, the pot will wear off any moment. Like really loud. And so my mind was freaking out, you know, with paranoia, where I'm like, oh no, the employees are going to hear. and they're gonna kick us out and all this shit. And then sure enough, there was like an employee standing behind him, like 2 feet away. I'm panicking, like, oh my god, he's gonna hear us, he's gonna kick us out. And he was standing behind us for a while, and then next thing I know, there's a bunch of other employees behind him, and I'm like, oh no, here it goes, they're gonna escort all of us out, like we're in trouble, fuck. And so I'm just panicking, dude. I told Faustine, I was like, look, like, I understand I have paranoia right now, so I just need you to confirm that these thoughts are crazy. But I'm pretty sure these people behind Brian are going to kick us out. Shit. All I have is an SMG. I don't even have my AR.
He's right below you, right below you.
Yep.
Stupid new shotgun fire breath bullshit.
Oh yeah, that thing is so OP right now, I've heard.
Yeah, dude, he shot me twice. And it shoots so fucking fast, dude.
Oh man, there's 3 guys right here. Oh, I shouldn't have pushed that. Bummer, dude. So I tell Faustine, I'm just like, hey, can you just confirm, like, this is just paranoia? Like, I'm pretty sure it is. And she's like, yeah, there's no way. And I was just like, let's just leave. Like, it'll make me feel better if we leave. But I couldn't stand up. So I was like,
wow.
Yeah, like my legs weren't working, my arms were shaking, like I couldn't, I was like trying to drink, like Faustine got me a drink, and I couldn't even hold it. My hands were just shaking, like I was having a seizure. Yeah, it was crazy. So finally Faustine's like, look, the only way that you're gonna get over this is if we get you some fresh air and get you outside. And I was like, I can't stand. And so she had to help me like stand up. And and so I walk outside, and almost instantly, as soon as I went outside and got fresh air, like I started to kind of, I was still way too baked, but I was at least able to like move and like kind of get my balance back and stuff.
Yeah.
And so we just kept walking, and then I'd have to periodically sit because it would come in waves. So it would be like, oh, I'm so fucking baked right now, and then it would kind of ease off a little bit, and then it would come and hit me again really hard, and then I'd be like, oh my god, I gotta sit down again. I was just miserable, dude. It was crazy.
How long did it last for?
Not too long. It probably about 30 minutes, 45 minutes. So I've never been that high off of smoking or vaping. It's the only time I've ever been that high is after edibles. It was this, and I stay away from edibles for that reason, is because it's miserable. And so I was worried because the only time I've ever had that same feeling is when I've done edibles, and edibles can last like 8 hours.
Oh,
so
no.
yeah, so I was really scared that it was going to last forever, and luckily it only lasted 30 or 45 minutes. But I was just like, we need to get out of Star Wars land, because I started to panic, and I was like, Star Wars land is very interactive, so people come up to you and talk to you and all this shit, and I was like, there's no way I can have a conversation with somebody right now. We walk out of Star Wars land, and I just we basically just go for a walk, and once I felt good enough to like kind of be just normal, we went back in and enjoyed it. But it took a while, and it was just so funny because like I said, I never get paranoia, and it was just, dude, it was going off like crazy, dude. Like, we were in line, we were waiting, watching like people going into rides and stuff, and there was this guy, this fucking like, I swear to God, this guy, in my head at least, this guy must have been like a Green Beret, dude. Like, he had like the fucking bushy beard, he had the fucking sunglasses, he looked like a tactical man. And he was walking with purpose, bro. Like, he was just like fucking walking around like really aggressively, and I like, my mind was like, dude, this guy's gonna shoot this place up. He's gonna shoot this place up, man. Like this guy's fucking crazy. Because he and Faustine, I asked her, I did the same thing that I did prior, where I was like, Faustine, can you just confirm that this is just paranoia? And she looked at the guy and she's like, no, actually, that guy does seem a little off. But he was so aggressive and loud with his movements. And he, like I said, he looked like a stereotypical like operative for like the military or something. It was really weird. And I was like, dude, this guy's gonna shoot this place up, man. And I'm already like anxious because this is the first time I've been in Cali in quite a while, and I don't have my firearm, and you know, all this shit. So I was just very anxious the whole time. But once it wore off and like I was good, like, you know, we enjoyed ourselves. We rode a few more rides and stuff, and it was a good time. But it was just so funny, dude. I was so baked. But yeah, so it was actually like really funny because it was really easy to get pot into Disneyland, and I spent so much time trying to like figure out the safest way, and it was just like we just like walked in with it. It was like the easiest thing on the planet. It was really funny. So I found out that the California pot is apparently way stronger than the Washington shit. So